Hi, welcome in. My name is Mindy. I am CNY Woman Knits and Crochets on YouTube, and I am Knitter CNY on Ravelry and Instagram. Today I'm going to show you how to make a blanket out of Bernat Blanket Yarn and a stitch called the Kroller stitch. It's Kroller. Your blanket will take 4 skeins of Bernat blanket in the 10.5 ounce ball or the 300 gram ball, and it'll come out to be about 40 by 58. So it's a good size throw. Your measurements may vary depending on your gauge. I'm not giving you a gauge for this, but I am using a US size N hook, which is a 10 millimeter hook. For this demonstration, I'll be using a Prim ergonomic hook. So come and join me and I'll teach you how to make it. Hi, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to do the Kroller stitch now. And for your blanket, you're going to use a size N hook, which is a 10 millimeter hook. And you're going to use Bernat Blanket Yarn. You'll need 4 skeins of the 10.5 ounce or 300 gram size. And your blanket will come out to be about 40 by 58. Although gauge is not super important for this, yours could be a little shorter or a little longer, depending on how you crochet. First, you're going to make a slip knot by wrapping the yarn around your fingers, like so, so you form a loop. And then you're going to pull the main yarn through to make a loop. And you've made what's called a slip knot. That's the first thing that you're going to do. So then the Kroller stitch is based on a pattern of 3 plus 1. So we're going to crochet 64 for your blanket, but for these purposes, I'm going to crochet 16. 1, 2, 3. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's my chain. I'm going to go in the 4th chain from the hook. So never count the loop on your hook, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to go in the top of the chain, but if you want to go through 2, that's fine. You're going to do a single crochet, like so. Then you're going to do a half double crochet. And then finally you're going to do a double crochet. And don't worry if you don't know how to do these stitches. I will show you on the next one exactly how to do them. But that's the pattern that you get. Then you're going to skip 2, skip, skip, go into the 3rd stitch, and you're going to do a single crochet by putting your hook into the top of the chain, yarning over, pulling that loop up, so you have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull the 2 loops over, you've created a single crochet. To create your half double crochet, you'll yarn over, put your loop into that same, your hook into that same chain, pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops on the hook now, 1, 2, 3, yarn over again, pull all 3 loops over, then you have a single crochet and a half double crochet. To create your double crochet, it looks very similar. You're going to yarn over, put your hook into that same stitch, yarn over again, pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops on the hook, you'll yarn over again, pull 2 loops over that, yarn over, and then pull the remaining 2 loops over. So let's go over that again. Sorry if I shook the camera. 1, 2, I'm skipping, going into the 3rd stitch, doing a single crochet, a half double crochet, and then a double crochet. I'm going to skip 2 again, do a single crochet by going into that stitch. I've yarned over, pulled up a loop, I'm yarning over again, I'm pulling the 2 loops over, I'm doing a half double crochet now by yarning over, going into the same stitch, pulling up a loop, I have 3 loops on the hook, yarning over, pulling the 3 loops over after I've yarned over, yarning over again to do my double crochet into the same stitch, yarning over, pulling a loop up, I've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull 2 loops over, so I have 2 loops left on the hook, yarn over again, pull the 2 loops over. So skip, skip. In your final stitch, all you're going to do is a half double crochet. So that's yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull the 3 loops over the top. You've completed your first row. You're going to chain 2, and this counts as your first half double crochet. And then what you're looking for is the stitch that's right before your last double crochet. So you're looking to the right of that, and you'll see a little space underneath it. There's some space, but you want to go into this stitch right here. So it's the one that's to the right of your double crochet. You're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet into the same stitch, then you're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch. Whoop, it almost worked. Let's try that again. Then look at your stitches. You're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, I'm skipping. Then I'm going into the stitch that's to the right of my double crochet, which is this stitch right here below my index finger. And I'm going to do a single crochet in there. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet. Then I'm going to pull on my yarn some, so I have some yarn to work with. Sorry about that. So I've got my single crochet, my half double crochet. Now I'm doing my double crochet into the same stitch. So you can see the kind of fan that forms, sort of a little lopsided fan. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, skip, skip, go into that 3rd stitch, doing a single crochet. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet. Then I'm going to do a double crochet. Then we've got a series of 3 more stitches. Skip, skip the second, go into that 3rd stitch, do a single crochet, yarn over, do my half double crochet, yarn over to start my double crochet into the same stitch, and then I've got 3 stitches left. 1, 2, and 3. They look like that. So you can see them from the top. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to skip these first 2 stitches, and then I'm going to go into my last stitch, and I'm going to do a half double crochet. So I'm yarning over, going under both loops, pulling up a loop, yarning over again, and pulling over all 3 loops. Then to start the next row, you'll just repeat the 2nd row. So you're going to chain 2. That counts as your first half double crochet. You're going to flip your yarn over again. And what stitch are we going into? The one that's to the right of the double crochet. So this stitch right here. That stitch right there. And we're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet into the same stitch, and a double crochet. Pardon me, that slipped. Double crochet. So you can see the texture now of how that looks, sort of lopsided fans. It kind of goes this way, leans one way and leans the next way on the pattern. And again, that is how to do the Kroller stitch. And leave me feedback if you make this blanket, how big yours came out, so everybody else can know. Like I said, I'm still working on my project, but I estimate about 40 by 58. Might be 40 by 56. Depends on how you crochet. I did not do a gauge swatch. So good luck with your blanket, and please like and subscribe to my channel, CNY Woman Knits and Crochets.